Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, it's great to have you. If you're returning, it's good to see you again. In this video, you'll receive my channeled message, plus a page from the Daily Guidance Angel book, and also a card from the Healing Love Oracle deck. Please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not resonate with you, and that's simply okay. Come back tomorrow where the message may be more aligned with what you need to know. Let's get into the message, shall we? Communication with self. What does that actually mean? How does your inner and outer self-talk, self-sabotage you? Have you given any food for thought on that question? Are you consciously aware of how many negative things you tell and think about yourself? You may be using words that seem harmless. However, it's not about the word, it's how does the word make you feel? Have you thought about that? Behind every word that we use, there is an intention. I shouldn't say behind every word. A lot of powerful words. There's always an intention, which means, what's the definition of that word? How does that word make you feel? We often say words with maybe not even really aware of how that word impacts us when we use it. And I'm going to give you an example. So it's the intention, the emotional intention behind the words, some of the words that you use. Have you or have you not really thought about it? So I'm going to give you an example, and the word that just came up was the word I can't, right? When you say I can't, how does that make you feel? I know when I've used that word, it can make me feel anywhere from dumb, from stupid, not capable, not good enough. That's why I just go, I can't. I'm just making sure that I'm covering everything. And it's like, what are you saying about self? How is it making you feel when you say, oh, I can't do that? Is it that there's no forethought into the word, you're just flippantly saying, I can't, because you can't be bothered? Could be one reason. But is the other reason really because you feel that you can't? And so what limits are you putting on yourself? You're basically saying to self, you don't have the ability to do it. Now let's go a bit deeper. If you don't have the ability to do it, what are you saying about self? Are you saying that you're dumb, you're stupid, not capable, you're helpless? What are you saying? And then how does that make you feel? And I just went on the word I can't. How many other things are you saying to yourself that are really holding you back? Because it's making you feel, it could be incompetent, it could be stupid, it could be any of those multitude. When you say, if you're saying to self, I'm overweight, what are you actually saying? I'm not fit. What are you actually saying? I'm a good one at that one. I'm not fit. So it just makes me feel like I'm never going to be fit. I can't do it. Can't do gym. Yeah, I can, if I apply myself and I chose to. But it's those flippant things that come out of our mouth and the thoughts, the flippant thoughts that we think about self that are really destructive to your personal growth. And so communication with self is such a contributing factor which may be holding you back from your personal growth and healing. Let's keep moving along. All the things you tell you about you matters far greater than what your conscious mind wants you to acknowledge and be aware of. Do you want me to say that again? I'm going to. All the things you tell you about you matters far greater than what your conscious mind wants you to acknowledge and be aware of. I can hear some of you going, why, Kat? You want to know why? Because then you would be able to identify and catch yourself much sooner when self-sabotage wants to present itself. Also, you can catch yourself out being your harshest critic. Are you your friend or are you your enemy? Have you ever looked at it that way? Because I'm pretty damn sure that when someone else gives you feedback, most of you may take it on board as criticism. You hear it as a judgment of you. Yet, when you tell yourself similar things about you, it mostly slips through to the wicket keeper. You don't even notice it. You don't even take note. Have no awareness of how nasty you've just been to yourself. But if I was to say that to you, you'd want to slap me. That's a bit violent. But I'm sure that you wouldn't just sit there and take it and allow and absorb it in to make you feel crap. So it's gone through to the wicket keeper. And it's often not consciously heard, yet the wicket keeper subconsciously caught it. Absolutely. Your wicket keeper is your subconscious in the pit of your gut that says, oh, I'll hold on to that. And consciously, you're not even aware. You've just felt that it's just gone over you. And then a few days on, you don't feel good about yourself. Something presents itself and you say you can't do it. Is it irrelevant to what that person just said to you about you? It is in the subconscious where it feels those words. Those feelings can cause great damage to your emotional state and belief in self. If you have self-lack and limiting beliefs, just maybe what you have been telling yourself about you is a contributing factor. Now, some of you, it may have been really confusing what I'm sharing. So I want to sum it up in as quickly as possible and as clear as possible. I'm sure many of you are aware that, you have this internal chatter, this internal dialogue about self. I'm not good enough. I don't feel, no, why me? No, I shouldn't. No, I'm not deserving. All those thoughts. They're actually things that you're telling yourself. Your thoughts are telling you things about you. Yeah? You may just dismiss them and think it's just a thought. But a thought invokes feelings. And they're feelings about self. Yeah? So if you constantly have a lot of inner dialogue and a lot of chatter about self and you are your harshest critic, is it not surprising then that you really do have a lot of limits on self? And that you don't feel good about self? You're really hard on yourself. You're struggling emotionally. Your mindset, your emotional state is out of balance. Just maybe all your negative self-talk is a massive contributing factor that you're not even consciously aware of. It's going straight through to the subconscious, the wicket keeper, and it's being held there to fester. It just sits there and mulls and churns. How long are you going to keep allowing what you're telling yourself to impact the way you feel about self? I hope that's brief and a little bit clearer if you struggled with the message, because the message I feel may have been a little bit confusing. So I wanted to sum it up, and hopefully that's the case. And you can more than likely hear my little boy at the background there going nuts again. Clearly a lot of powerful energy. This isn't something really passionate for me. It's about, really sharing with people to raise their awareness of how much their self-talk and negative self-talk impacts the way they feel about them. Yeah? And so then if someone else says something, it absolutely multiplies and heightens what they've shared, because we already feel that about self. Yeah? I hope that that really does make sense for you. So let's keep moving along to the daily guidance book. What has the page got? Oh my God. I just love when it so aligns with the message. Tell yourself I love you. Could it be any more appropriate? I just absolutely. So it really does. This gives me an opportunity to provide you a logical tool. Yeah. Really logical tool, which is simply a bracelet that you put on your wrist, and it could be in the form of the red postie locker bands, right? Put it on your wrist, and basically as soon as you can hear yourself, or you take note in your conscious awareness that you're being harsh on self, you're being unkind, you're saying things, you're criticizing, you're saying I can't, no, I don't want to, anything that's holding you back or it's impacting you to feel crappy about you, flick that, turn it around, look at it. I want you to stop, look at your wrist, flick it 3 times hard. I did this for 9 months, by the way, and my wrist used to bleed. Okay, I was crazy. I'd hold it out here. I really wanted to learn the lesson fast, clearly. But for you, it's about feeling it, because it's a shock, right? And it'll shift those thoughts. And so for this, it may be just saying, I love me, right? For me, it was, I've got this, and I would clench my fist and really do the action with it, yeah? So close your eyes with me. Let's take a deep breath, just to absorb the words from this message. Self-love is a term that you frequently hear about, but sometimes unsure how to put it into practice. One of the simplest ways to do is to say, I love you to yourself. You can declare it silently, aloud, or in writing. How about you do all 3? Do all 3. You may as well have triple opportunity to grow. Everyone enjoys hearing caring affirmations, and that includes your inner self. When you express such sentiments to yourself, your soul shines brightly with joy. Your entire energy field is enlarged, which enhances your healing and manifestation abilities. Thought for today. I tell myself I love you. I give myself a hug and nurture my inner being. I have the source of all love inside me now, and it is a powerful healing balm that assists me to reach new heights in my life. Now, I love that. That's such a beautiful tool. Absolutely. It is more about raising your conscious awareness about the nasty things you say to self, and flip it to really beautiful things you say to self about you. You shouldn't be your harshest critic. You should be your greatest fan. Become your fan, not your critic. Flip it and pick yourself up every time you go to say no, and just really have an inner, you can always have an inner debate. I do. And I love it because my fan wins. I don't allow my critic to win, because I'm absolutely am fully aware of what that does to my personal growth and my professional growth, my professional journey, my personal journey. I don't want that. I choose to keep moving forward. So I hope that you choose the same for you. All right, let's go onto the card. Only one. Oh my gosh. Trilogy of Light. That came out yesterday. And, you know, it was in relevance to, I can't even remember, but I remember it being in relevance. But for today, it is about looking at the light moving forward. So seeing the light in life, not the darkness. What do you choose? Do you choose to be your greatest fan or your harshest critic? Because your harshest critic isn't going to get you on this path. It's going to keep you in the darkness. So again, what do you choose? Absolutely, it's not an easy journey. I'm not saying it's as simple as just going, but with commitment, you can attain anything. Honestly. And it's something that I spoke about with clarity. Yeah? Getting clarity, having commitment, having certainty. The 3 C's. 3. What do you choose? Harshest critic or greatest fan? The choice is up to you. The trilogy of light. So let's read what this message has for us today. If I can find the page. Goodness me, here it is. Before I read this, if you want to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Just to absorb all the goodness from this message. The image on this card symbolizes the template of creation. Abstract energy spiraling into formation drops down into the consciousness. If you have chosen this card today, be aware that the wheel is set in motion. An abstract idea that you have had floating around in your subconscious is about to surface into your conscious mind. Pay attention to the new ideas over the next coming days. One of these ideas is a seed for the beginning of something completely new. And what's just coming through as I was reading that is, whatever this new idea that has been floating around in your subconscious has not come up to your conscious awareness because you have been your harshest critic. You've been saying to self that you're not capable. You may not have said it in those direct words, but whatever words you've been using is the intention that you've set for self. So that subconscious idea will not surface until you have certainty that you are capable of doing it. So absolutely, it is time. It is time to stop being your harshest critic and be your greatest fan. Because I'm sure if there were people outside externally saying those things to you, you would not be so comfortable swallowing them. Right now, the things you were saying to yourself are going through to the wicket keeper. Stop it. Catch them. And go, I'm not allowing that to get through today. And the Flip It bracelet is a beautiful tool to do. So I hope that you gain something little from today. Because remember, you are your most valuable asset, so invest in you. You matter. You matter. I want to thank you for your time with me today, as I absolutely respect your time is valuable. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd be so grateful if you'd like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. So for today, take care.